everybody else alive? Shalom, Baba Bashar. We're going to test Behemoth Chicago one there too.
Test.
Are you gonna hit that last 500?
It's actually good.
Good.
Yeah, you're up. All right, Shalom, Shalom. We are the brothers of the Great Millstone, Chicago. And first and foremost, we want to give all praise, honor, and glory unto
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakakwadash.
double honors unto the apostles, double honors unto the elder bishops. Salutations to all our fellow laborers that's doing this work in truth and sincerity, risking their lives and their freedom to do so. All our fellow laborers, all right? And to those few Akbaf that are listening and learning, to you, we say Shalom. And we gotta go in on this this whole Trump narrative. There's so many things going on. Some guy is starting to sue people if they say it was fake, if it didn't happen or whatever. And I just want to respond to that just because someone says something is fake, they're not saying that people that fake doesn't mean that people don't actually die. All right, just when fake meaning it's orchestrated from within. And it's really, and we're not saying that that's what happened, but it's definitely starting to look like that's what happened. All right. Because what you're noticing is that if you've really been watching and paying attention, that all of the witness testimonies from the local news media is not matching up with the mainstream narrative that they're giving. And this is remnant of 9/11. The things that the people who were on the ground, who came on the edge of death at 9/11, the things that they were saying did not match up with the narrative of the story that was told.
Right.
All right, and that's what we're saying. Okay, and Deuteronomy 33:29, real quick, just to kick it off.
It's Deuteronomy 33:29. It says, "Happy art thou, O Israel, who is like unto thee, O people saved by Yahweh, the shield of thy help, and who is the sword of thy excellency. And thy enemies shall be found liars unto thee, and thou shalt tread upon their high places." So if the common everyday man is picking this story apart and seeing that none of the T's are crossed and none of the I's are dotted, what do you think that the America's many enemies that are growing by the day, all right, because they're going to lose more members of the EU, they're going to lose more EU members and more NATO members to BRICS, all right? So basically, America's becoming the laughing stock of the world,
Right.
and this could definitely fuel some retaliation, and even fuel racial thing. Because I watched a video where the people that were there immediately started talking about Obama and black people. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, damn, man, how the hell? His name
go there?
So, but people, they're angry.
Right.
The people are frustrated and angry, man.
You can hear on the comments too, people saying things, and even the conflicting stories. This is 2 Corinthians 2:11. Lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. Satan does, and Esau Edom, who is the representative of Satan, the physical reincarnation of Satan down here right now. All right, everything he does is through fraud, deceit, through lies. Someone has said it earlier. The theater of war. This is a show. All right. As a matter of fact, Apostle Rahab, when he did the show after camp yesterday, he was like, man, somebody was watching one of these TV shows. It looked like a reenactment of it. It's too scripted. First of all, there's so many holes in it. They would not truth of how the Secret Service were trained. They wouldn't even let him get his hand up and do none of that. They wouldn't give a fuck about no goddamn shooting. They would have grabbed him down. As soon as it was clear to make a move, they would have kept him shielded. No face seen, no nothing seen. They would have had it all shielded with coals and everything, and you would have been shooting blind at them, and they would have been the body armor, and he would have got escorted out of there.
You said that. I'm gonna try to find this video about the show.
While you find it, can I bring out this in the NLT?
Bring it out, bro.
This is 2 Corinthians 2:11 in the NLT. It says, so that Satan will not outsmart us, for we are familiar with his evil schemes.
Bring it out again, Brother Polish.
It says 2 Corinthians 2:11 in the NLT, so that Satan will not outsmart us, for we are familiar with his evil schemes.
Right, and that's talking about Satan here on earth.
Right.
Esau, even the so-called white man. That's pursuant to Isaiah, the 14th chapter, like 12 through like 16. It's talking about a man, a people.
Right.
And you know, and he's being revealed that Satan is ruling here on earth, the deceivers. All right, the human adversary.
I got a definition for that word scheme. It says a secret or divisive or devious plan or plot, an orderly plan or arrangement of related parts. It says a systematic plan of action. So his line of action, what to justify having to implement martial law, you know what I'm saying, to be basically try to implement his agenda, right? So he's gonna do what he needs to do, right?
Right.
You finished that, brother?
And I was gonna say order out of chaos.
And that's what it looks like. So I want to play this because you know, Yahweh knows I really dislike Candace Owens. There's one brother here who claims that he loves her. I can't stand it. But as of lately, especially since she got into it with the fake, JWOs,
Yeah.
she's been saying a lot of things that are very, condemning and hurtful to them, to their cause, to their lives. So basically, she was an insider because, she was actually next to Trump a lot when he was actually in office. So she knows the protocols of the Secret Service. So I'm going to let her speak and, and not try to say it myself. So,
Fair use.
so and so this was her. She said Candace drops a bombshell about the attempt on Trump. So here we go.
You have got to be kidding me. Let me say something right now. Take this to the bank, okay? That person was allowed to steal that money, okay? I am not some individual who's trying to assess situation and never been around the presidency. While Trump was in office, okay, I was around him a lot. And let me tell you something. The Secret Service, there is no person that can get around the perimeter of the Secret Service where Donald Trump is without them being aware of it. I am not kidding when I say that my husband once almost got shot by the Secret Service because he came down the staircase. I was speaking at the NRA, and he sneaked in and came down. They didn't know who he was. They were like, freeze. Like, we will shoot you right now. You're telling me that guy walked up and was trying to get in, and the Secret Service saw him, and he's pointing, and he's saying, this guy's got a gun, and they're pretending they don't know what's going on? I mean, am I crazy? Do you guys actually believe there's a failure in intelligence? All of these Secret Service agents crawling around, and you don't think, just what that's common sense, okay? They're trying to now tell us that common sense is a conspiracy. That is the new thing that they're trying to tell us. Common sense is a conspiracy. You're telling me this guy was able to walk up with a rifle in his hand and scale a roof, and you don't think the Secret Service, they got there days before. Let me see how a security apparatus is supposed to run. Days before, they get in and they look at every possible angle in which somebody could hurt the president. Okay? And I'm not even talking about what you get from the Secret Service. I'm talking about if you just have security in general. Before you speak, they will go, this is the stage. Okay, let me tell you. That right there is a problem. They'll mark that as a stop. That right there is stop. That right there is no. This person is. They'll knock on doors. Okay? They gotta figure out every possible angle that any individual could potentially get a roof. Because you know what? This has happened in the past. People have been shot from roofs. People have been shot from windows. There was a 0% chance that some random person with a rifle was able to scale a roof. Unless there was just an unbelievable failure in intelligence. And you want to know why it's unbelievable? Because I don't have to believe it. I don't believe it.
All right, but that's enough, and I agree with you. I don't believe it either, man. Because they said it was about a football field, about a football and a half field away, and a roof, and the president's former president's right here speaking, and there's a roof right over there with no security on it. Yeah. If you guys remember, there was a show called The Shooter,
Right.
and then they remade a movie because I think in the television show it was Ryan Felipe. And in the movie, it was Mark Wahlberg. And what they did was they because I think this Matthew guy, You need to check more on him and find out if he's in the army or if he was a damn military sniper or something.
Right.
Because he hit the ear. That was a pretty good shot from
Man,
a
that
football
was
from a football field and a half away. Yeah,
He would.
that was a pretty good shot. But nevertheless, this guy, what they did in this movie, if none of you brothers ever seen
I know
it,
what you're talking about.
they came to him. He was no longer in service. He had retired. He came to his cabin in the woods, and the CIA or the Secret Service came and offered him a job or whatever. And the job was that we're gonna have these speakers, so and we're worried we got a security problem. So because he was such a highly decorated sniper.
So how would you hit?
So they took him and they brought him in and they said, okay, what we need to do is find out what you would do. All right. And so he cased the whole area and all the places, and just like she said, and he's because he wanted to know where the speaker was going to be, and he showed him, and then he showed him one. He said that would be not almost impossible for most people. There's only a few people in the world can make that shot, and I'm one of them. All right. And so that's where they took the shot from. But nevertheless, they set him up because the whole time he was doing what they paid him to do, they were sitting back taking pictures of him. Same shit they gonna try to do to us.
Right.
They try to soundbite us and show all our imagery, then deep fake us or whatever.
Right.
But that's what they did, and then all of a sudden the shot was taken. He's there listening to the president too, or the presidential candidate, and all of a sudden the shot rings out. And he's like, what the? And it was and then all of a sudden they tried to blame it on him.
Right.
So and that's why I believe that this dude is dead, because none of the testimonies are lining up, because a couple other people are saying, well, they had shot this guy over here, but I heard shots over here too.
Right.
So I'm like, well, was there more than one shooter? Because it was a whole lot of shots, right? And then the fact that you just would kill him immediately, and so because dead men don't tell tales.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
So I'm thinking, well, maybe this dude was hired to do it. Anything's possible. So this could be a breach of, and if I'm thinking that, all the Trump supporter militia dudes was already pissed the fuck off.
That's it. Yeah,
They thinking this too. So I think they're trying to rile, and second entrance has to happen.
And another thing too, from that distance, football field and a half away, you need a spot or something for events like that. You need somebody to help the wind distance and tell you everything. Even get that close, it had to be somebody with him.
Right, you have to have a spot.
Like Civil
Because
War.
all snipers have a spot. But no, you still got snipers that's cold enough to do this shit on their own.
Yeah, football field and a half.
Yeah, you still got, especially if you
No, when you talk
especially if
about
it's an inside job. If it is an inside job, we're not, don't say that it was him that said it. No, we believe that it is. We're not saying that we know. But we believe, and what we say, when we say something like, we know that your house shot's coming. We know the Israelites. All right? This is we're saying we believe. All right? I believe that this was an inside job, and it definitely. Wait.
Well, didn't they just release that the CIA assassinated JFK?
Yes.
So of course, that's not far fetched that this is another inside job.
Kind of.
They just released the government paperwork on it.
Yeah, and you know what, St. Benji? They sealed it. They sealed it, and I think that paper, you couldn't even open that case and study it until about 4 or 5 years ago. They wanted to make sure everybody was dead. So all the people still on payroll, still getting money, whatever. All the people that was involved with it, but yet you had people all along that were saying that, and they were called conspiracy.
That's right.
You had people the whole time saying that this was an inside job. That this guy didn't make. And what was his name? The guy who took the fall. Oswald, Lee Harvey Oswald. Lee Harvey Oswald was a fall guy. He was a fall guy that took the fall for that. That dude would not kill Kennedy. That was an inside job. And this dude as well.
But they get video.
And matter of fact, that's people say, he turned around and shot him, which makes sense. And you see him crawling and running away from the driver.
Right.
And he turned around just drove. And one video
He turned around. He turned
He was
around.
driving with pow, said pow, and turned back and drive. And everybody pointed, and that's magic, misdirection. Everybody looked and they didn't see. You know what I'm saying? But there's one video clip on the
So nothing is what it seems in this CIA controlled Hollywood and media.
Right.
Yeah.
Can't even believe what you see and hear these days.
You can't, man.
They've been trying. This is place is divided, man. This is one of the Lord.
Get up.
They've been accept. They trying to stay accepting this character, which it ain't gotta be okay.
Well, that's what they do. They attack your character first.
And then they tried to kill him because that shit ain't stopping. He's still able to run. Whatever.
All the
At
jail
this point, I believe he's rogue. He's gone rogue. And they tired of his ass, man. Me personally, but this Isaiah 19 and 1. The burden of Egypt, behold, the Lord rideth upon a swift cloud, and shall come into Egypt. And the idols of Egypt shall be moved in his presence, and the heart of Egypt shall be in the midst of it. So the spirit of America, is crumbling, right?
Right.
And Trump is upholding that old spirit. He's the one coming with maggots. All right? So you got that division. You got the left who was all for all this extra ass, weird, blue hair, green hair, kill all the babies, and the ones that survive, make sure they transgender. And then you got the good old boys, man, the patriots that want America back the way it was.
They
man.
want it back the way it was when they was on top, right? And when they was comfortable with this great land that they stole.
Right.
All right.
They stole, right.
It's, it's like no, now they taking away from us what we stole this fair and square. That's what Dr. Lisa said.
And I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians, and they shall fight everyone against his brother, and everyone against his neighbor, city against city, and kingdom against kingdom. And the spirit of Egypt shall fail in the midst thereof. And I will destroy the counsel thereof. They shall seek to the idols and to the charmers, and to them that have familiar spirits, and to the wizards. So this place, it got to be divided because it's prophecy.
Absolutely.
And this shit is a great catalyst for them, man. They already got the left versus the right heavy. But this is, they trying to kill Trump.
Like that invigorated so many.
And there was a couple angry ass Edomites was saying they want their lick back.
Exactly.
Roughly paraphrase. They mad.
Because to see your idol get shot and then survive, that was empowering to them. That actually, with a fist pump, fight, money and stuff. All of these might you see them like, fight,
you got Edomites right at home right now, oiling up, washing their rifles and all that.
They
I guarantee you, tomorrow. Look at the gun sales for this next week, or the bullet sales. I guarantee bullet sales and gun sales are going to go up this week alone.
Check if you really want to check Indianapolis, because that's
KKK.
Yeah, that's KKK. So
That's a KKK stronghold. Indianapolis in Colorado.
Right.
Those are KKK strongholds.
Don't forget about those military weapons that came next. Military weapons.
Oh, right.
Yeah, that shit.
And you're right. But God mentioned that you got all these military grade weapons that came up missing from these military bases now. They're saying that the migrants got. So it's definitely Jacob's getting ready to become a target, man. All right, and Northern Kingdom thought they were going to get out of this unscathed. No, they ain't gonna be able to tell. They ain't gonna be able to tell Issachar from Venezuela. They coming for your Mexican ass too. Right, so you think you safe, right? Because you speak a different dialect of Spanish. The good old boys ain't gonna know the difference between the Venezuelan dish and the taco, nigga. All right, let me read this real quick. This is Revelation 6:4. And there went out another horse that was red, and power was given to him that sat thereon to take peace from the earth, that they should kill one another. And there was given unto him a great sword. And Esau's about to use that sword, and he's about to kill his own people. Because if you ain't down for his superiority, his Edomite superiority, then you are his enemy.
Yeah.
If you ain't down to make America great again, America was great when Negroes and Latinos looked down to the ground when a white man walked by.
1775.
Right? They weren't walking around slapping on the ass of all these snow bunnies, man. All right, that's when America was great. To them, in their eyes, that's the real greatness.
That's the greatness.
Right? When they didn't have to worry about critical race history. I'm not gonna say theory. You can't take history and make it theory. Right? When they didn't have to worry about anything like that.
And all these white bitches going around listening to the Megan Thee Stallions.
Oh,
They hit the white bitches here, bro. They white male counter, so-called white male counterpart. They be the Edomite bitches are becoming damn nigga woman towards their man right now.
100%.
And Esau is very angry about it, but the curses are falling upon him.
Right.
And I enjoy watching it happen. Right? Because almost every event I go to, no matter where I go, I always see, the Edomite women with Jake, man. both northern and southern kingdom.
That's right.
And they turning up in the club, listening to the
Sexy
nigga
man.
music and shit. I just the Sussy Rare shit, but they was just playing at half a ticket. That nigga just came down, they bumping up off their music.
Of course.
They turning up, man. So hey, it is showing you the downfall of their kingdom and that they falling, man.
Right.
And they're making these dumb
And
ass.
they ready to fight for it.
Right. And that's the thing, because they fall and they trying to go ahead and, get everything together to get to their ultimate agenda of the new world order and wickedness. Where everybody see him, if you know what I mean.
You say Exodus 15, I'm sorry, at 14. Most of the world of them that dwell therein. But the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. So this end is going to be very bloody. For the new city, there's going to be a lot of violence and bloodshed on the streets. But there should be sedition among men, and invading one another. They should not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. So something has to happen, get these people's spirit riled up so they can go against their government, man. And this is the perfect example, because there's a lot of people that believe the conspiracy of this thing, and that whole takeaway is, well, we got to go against, they trying to take away our hero Trump. See, look, he's trying to make America great. They don't want that. So now we got to go against all these others. At this point, Trump get his own army.
Right.
See, Trump don't need the fucking Secret Service. He can get these patriots,
You
and
damn
they'll do
right.
his damn dirty work. They'll lay their life down for him.
You
And they
right.
ain't gonna be kneel down scared. See, y'all, we agree on everything in the scriptures. I'm not giving these motherfuckers credit. Them motherfuckers were scared. You got these other Edomites that they'll lay their fucking life down for this motherfucking nigga Trump. And they'll kill anybody. You look at them on there and smoke your ass. And we coming into that time, man.
Yep, and the proof of it is January 6th.
Yeah.
With, just by him saying, hey, let's go to the Capitol, whatever he said, which he didn't never said them to go attack and
Right.
but just for his mere suggestion, thousands of people came up there. And of course they had set all that inside shit up, and they used that to I even know all the footage showed them opening the doors, letting them come in. So that showed you the bullshit of it. But just the fact that his mere saying, like, we should do something, thousands of people moved at his mere suggestion.
Yeah, it was real Trump followers that was there.
Yes.
Just like the ones opening the doors, you got sheriffs that's on the left, you got sheriffs on the right.
Right.
They bumping heads with each other right now.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of infighting going on.
Among these Edomites. Yes. And in the house divided. Go ahead, bring out what you got, brother.
Mark 3:25.
Start at 23.
Yes, sir. This is Mark 3:23. And he called them unto him and said unto them in parables, how can Satan cast out Satan? And if a kingdom be divided against itself, that kingdom cannot stand. And if a house be divided against itself, that house cannot stand. And if Satan rises,
In fact, a couple of years ago, me and Yakas at the park playing softball, and Popo came up. Now the park knows me as prophet because we always low-key prophesied. All right. So the Popo came and we prophesied to the Popo. There were two black cops, remember? And then they both were like, we were witnessing to them. And then we told them that there's going to be divisions, with even in the police department, there's going to be civil war. And what did he say?
Already happened.
I had the same conversation with a couple cops.
He said it's already done.
One of them was one of my former brothers. He and his partner was hanging out. I was kicking with the brothers that day. And his partner was there with him. I had the same conversation.
He said it's already done.
And his partner said it's already there.
Because it's already a division. I don't care from what department you call it. Fire department, I wish Yas Brown was here. You can talk about the police department, I don't care what department you're talking about. There's a division of, first of all, the old hatred of that black folks got against white and white got against us ain't never changed. They ain't never been going nowhere. It's got suppressed by the pseudo everybody's together type of shit. But think about Montgomery Brawl last year. When that nigga threw his hat up, how many niggas came up into they can immediately pick a side. It's about to be choose a side, man. All right? You're going to have some that cross barrier lines too because people are stupid. All right? But this is a precipice for all out chaos and war.
Go ahead, brother.
Well, yeah,
Yes.
Scripture called it basically it's a free fall.
Yes, sir.
It's gonna
Yeah.
be just a race war.
That's it.
Now everybody's gonna be very
It's gonna be a
about-
free fall, exactly.
Royal Rumble.
It's gonna, it ain't gonna, they be right. It's just because it's gonna start off. I always say it's Civil War / race war because it's gonna start off at the Civil War and turn racial real quick,
Oh, yeah.
and it's gonna be a complete, free fall because these Edomites gonna be killing niggas, spiggers, and other Edomites.
Yep.
All right, and then you alphabet community people, y'all finished.
Beyond.
Let's see how brave you are when those days come.
I think it's more than interest. Basically,
Um,
it's the same.
Oh yeah.
Yes. Oh, you so like
You know, this back in 2 15, 17, a man shall desire to go into a city
Yeah.
and shall not be able. That's martial law. And martial law was enacted when there's foreign troops on the land, or if they believe that the military is the only way to bring so-called peace or law and order. For because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. And what's more proud than that? All right, make America great again. You saw Trump had that American First spirit. That's a spirit that's pouring out on all these people, man.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
You got a BLM sticker on your car in your house, it's probably gonna get burned down. And when you
Yeah.
run out of it, you're gonna get shot by some MAGA people.
Yeah.
All right?
They show you that in the last verse that came out when the dude on the motorcycles came up. She had to act like she was a racist.
Oh yeah.
And the motorcycles, and they kept driving fast. It was like kill all the brownies. That's what they see. Even all else right there.
Yeah, they were in the White House on standby.
You know what I'm saying?
All right?
You know?
And it turns out they were some old militia because the one Jake had already dealt with them overseas. He knew exactly who they were. Some more than that.
Yeah,
some
one
bitch.
more. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their house with the sword and spoil their goods. A lot of these Edomites gonna be killing other Edomites.
Keep
They ain't
telling them.
gonna make it out. They neighborhoods to come fuck
Yeah,
up
they
Jake.
think they bought all these guns just so they can war with their own neighbors.
Yeah.
All right.
They're taking their canned goods, man. Because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. You know, a lot of Edomites on social media, you see it, man. They into canning. They're talking about it. You know, you can do a driveway. You can get a jar, yeah.
Yeah, and so you got. I've seen videos. People they don't even got furniture no more. They got rooms that's just they ready.
Yep.
Right, and then you put it out there. So
Yeah.
like that one video we all remember it, about maybe 6-7 years ago, right? With the dude that was standing there with loading up all these shotguns, and then they did the pan out, and he had a whole wall, a whole arsenal,
Right.
and he said, "I got the keys to your house."
Right.
He said, "I want to thank all you people for collecting up all that food and water for me."
I got my keys.
Yeah, and basically he let you know he got a different mindset of what he's prepping for. He said, "Well, you prep all the food, and I'm prepping to come take your shit." So he let you know out the gate that he on that, and it's gonna be. And guess what? He ain't gonna be alone. He gonna have some guys riding with him, and they come in tactical. They ain't gonna come. They ain't gonna come up, just like niggas out. Niggas that do just random do shit, throwing some ass and run up in the store.
No, these
You know?
men have been trained. They go up to the forest probably once a month.
They do a
once
laser
every 2
tag
months.
and a paintball too.
Yeah, they train. They come up with
Oh,
plans.
yeah.
They got call outs. They got hand signals.
Yup.
They really practice it. They really talking about this shit. They got their own base set up in the middle of nowhere.
or urban warfare, if I may add to that, because it's not just for Desert Storm now. It ain't just for some heathen shit. They're actually doing things to come and prepare to come into urban areas.
Yeah, don't be shocked if the military uniforms are more urban again. They're gonna probably make them green or gray. Don't be shocked if the colors change on the uniforms.
All right.
All right.
There was some more in that scripture.
Yeah. This is Mark 3:26. And if Satan rise up against himself and be divided, he cannot stand but have an end.
Man, so Satan is divided worldwide.
Oh, yeah.
Because they're divided here in Babylon,
Mhm.
and then they're divided over there in NATO and the EU.
From the
All right,
top
so
to the
they're
bottom.
they're divided, man.
Yeah.
They completely, totally. So we know that we're witnessing the end of Esau Edom, man. Obadiah is not that far away, man. Yeah, I was gonna say now you should play that video. Oh, go ahead. Yeah.
Y'all was talking about, how, some trust in, the food that they got, some trust in the arms that they got.
Yeah.
This is Psalms chapter 20, verse 7. It says some trust in chariots and some in horses, but we will remember the name of Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai, our power. They are brought down and fallen, but we are risen and stand upright. So that's what we got to roll with, man. Trust in Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai through all this chaos, right? Through all this craziness. But this is why we report on these things, to give you the warning, man. All right, so you can, be hid in that day. So you can, like Isaiah 33:6, it says, for wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times. You see, why everybody else, they're going to be unstable in their mind and going crazy because they trusted in this world, the mindsets of this world, the horses, the chariots, the guns, the whatever, your rice and beans that you stored up. Right.
Because the thing with a lot of these motherfucking preppers, they have their shit somewhere at that 10, 15 miles away from where the fuck they at.
And
you gotta get to that shit.
And they're even, and some of these guys are doing things like burying this. They get these safes and these lock boxes that are waterproof and airtight, and then they're and you remember we all saw John Wick. He went in his basement and broke the concrete.
Oh yeah.
He put it and cemented right over it. Right. So that means the metal detectors and shit, they're not going to detect. They're not going to be, So that's what these guys. That was even a scene in The Walking Dead before they went into my favorite season 6. When they fought them Terminator people, right? Before they went over the fence, they went in the woods and he put the Ziploc, the bag, and he dug the hole and they buried the guns. All right?
I got it wrong. Isaiah 19, I'll start at 2. It's Isaiah 19:1.
Hold off, brother. Play that, and then we're going to bring that out again.
I'm a former military man myself, so I know a little bit about security. Let me explain something to you about this situation and just how curious it is. Okay? Curious is the word. Former military man myself, so I know a little bit about security. Let me explain something to you about this situation and just how curious it is. Okay? Curious is the word I'm going to use, maybe even interesting. These events are organized, they're structured, they're planned days in advance. There are no pop-up rallies. No. They are highly coordinated events between law enforcement and Secret Service agents. They'll get to the area, they'll scope it out, find all the hot spots, or the clear lines of sight, the perch positions. They'll never allow open windows or anything like that. They're not this from the Kennedy days. That's why you don't have assassination attempts that often at rallies, ever really, because they're not allowed from the Kennedy days. And so what they'll do is they'll scope the area out. In fact, they'll look at all the hot spots. They'll look at all the perch positions, rooftops, especially. They don't even like rooftops. But what's curious about this situation is the very position the shooter was in, they would have 2 or 3 agents in full battle rattle, security personnel.
That's what I said.
Exactly.
The position that he was in, security, I told my wife that earlier, that they would have had their own people
on that spot.
He wouldn't have been able to get that directly, a football field and a half away directly, I said they would have had their own people there. So, but let them go. So like we saying, man, this whole thing is suspect.
That position. Yes, you heard me. The very position that shooter was on. That's very curious to me. Let's talk a little bit more about this shooter. This shooter had all the right conditions for them. Thank goodness they did not succeed. But let's just talk about the situation that we're in.
I was going to say that earlier because a real sniper and a professional sniper, to hit his ear, that's excellent, but that's bad because you would have hit center mass on right there about the barrel. And he shot several shots. Ain't nobody that bad of a shot if you shooting like that. I ain't buying it.
They had a perfect elevated position, clear line of sight. He had a tripod, a scope. He even had good weather.
Yep, no win.
Folks, that don't happen. That don't just happen. Just like, when Tom Brady said he didn't know nothing about the footballs and Bill Belichick didn't know nothing about the footballs, the Patriots, that several years ago. Troy Aikman came on TV and said, as a star quarterback, NFL quarterback, Hall of Fame, he said that just doesn't happen, folks. That kind of thing just doesn't happen. Now there are videos of clear audio. I didn't say edited audio. I didn't say staged audio. I said this is clear audio at the time. And there are two things happening when they hurl him off the stage. One, Secret Service does something that's very curious. They pause and let him get his shoe. That wouldn't have happened, folks.
Right.
No way, no how. They could care less about what articles are told when you lose. They will slam you to the floor like a rag doll and then pile on top of you and drive you out of there in the lowest profile possible in 5 to 7 seconds. That's actually how they train to do it. And the second thing is they will never let you wait and pause for a photo in the rear of your head. That will never happen, folks. Never, never, never. So just think about that. Very, very curious. I'm not suggesting this, but some would suggest and have said that Trump is a master at changing media narratives, changing the subject, garnering the attention. In this case, loads and loads of sympathy from public officials and leaders around the world. It's pretty good. It's pretty good.
It's really good. Which means he's a master politician.
Because he
Right?
manipulated.
And they like you said, Trump the goat.
He's a master.
I mean, this dude, he's a felon, a damn felon, and he's still running for president, and he still most likely to win. So, and they can go either way. Either they really did try to take him out, or they tried to fake and take him out. I don't know. I don't know, but it definitely looks like it was either way. It definitely looks like this was an inside thing.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Hey,
However you want to cut that piece of pie.
Right.
Right.
With real consequences.
With real consequences, exactly.
Right.
Because people, like I said, Americans, Westerners, when people say, "Oh man, that was set up or that was fake," that didn't mean people didn't die.
Right.
They said they do fake events where people actually die. That's how they sell it.
Shit, 9/11, a lot of motherfuckers died.
Yeah, exactly.
What they call snow videos.
And that story fell apart within days, but the media jumped all over it and all the, just like the evidence came out on Kennedy, what's that been, almost 24 years now? The evidence keeps piling up on 911 as well. That story got more holes than Swiss cheese shut up by Yosemite Sam.
Y'all reading up on this dude. This dude was a 20-year-old little nerd.
Right.
Looking motherfucker. He was like the nursing aide.
You know what type of rifle you
What-
know, you shoot that from?
Well, he only used AR-15.
What?
Exactly.
To
That's
shoot
what
that from?
I mean,
That's not true, brother. I qualified to shoot out to 500 yards.
Thank you.
The AR-15 go
With the
That was 1,000 yards.
No. I'm telling you, yeah, it's in a football field and a half, and we used to qualify at 500 yards.
Yeah.
All right, so and we hit that target for
I
500
told him
yards.
at 100 yards. As a rookie, I ain't never shoot a gun before. I was out there living with the Edomite AI. I was living out on the Mount Pleasant, Michigan, and a white boy had me go out with him to the gun range. We were shooting at 100 yards on with a quarter dots all from 100 feet, and that's me never shot was hitting bullseye. If you get trained with a little training, you can do that shit, and that's not 100 yards. You said that's how many feet.
If you had a scope on it,
Right.
the AR
It's
is definitely doing.
scopes, yeah.
I'd have thought that he had like a 308 or something else, some little 7.62 or something, but AR can do it if he's got the full length barrel and he's got a scope on it.
It'll cut through the wind. It'll cut through a light wind.
And it wasn't no wind.
Right.
He said
good
Perfect conditions, man.
Right. It'll cut through a light wind.
I got this is Psalms 10:7. His mouth is full of cursing and deceit, and and fraud is under his tongue, is mischief and vanity. You got to remember that Esau, everything he does is full of fraud.
Lies.
Lies, bro. And that's what makes it so hard to catch up to what he's doing. Because some shit is real, some shit. He likes to mix a little bullshit with a lot of reality and a lot of real, so that it's hard to divine what's the bullshit.
Exactly. And, you know, and it's like people want to scoff the Simpsons or scoff the Illuminati game. Those things have hit 100%.
How many times?
They've hit 100%, man. So, you know, there's something. If you think that there's nothing to that, then something's wrong with you. It's just a silly card game. You got a serious case of cognitive dissonance.
And that's a part of Esau witchcraft too. They actually tell you what the
Exactly.
He wants to be like the Lord.
You know what
He wants to be like the Most High, and he wants to.
Self-fulfilling prophecies.
Yeah.
That's what those are.
Another the scriptures also say that Esau, the Lord called him the anointed cherub that covered us. So this nigga is really like a low-key figure, like the movie, you know, when you look at Loki, he's a master tricker, the trickster, deceptor, big on deception. That's Esau, man. And that's the new thing is this AI shit. This AI shit, you know, this shit getting bugged out.
I saw that what you said.
The shit getting bugged out.
Looked like it was a dream.
Right.
That's how dreams be.
Yeah. It looked like it was like smooth transitions, you know, whatever, and they can use that to manipulate the narrative. Hey, look, when you put something on TV, everybody believe everything they see on the damn TV. You know,
Yeah,
They can't go on the
especially
news.
so-called black folks.
You can't go on the news.
You know, I when I was arguing with my father not to take the Pokemon, you know, he was like, son, if it was really that dangerous, they would have put it on TV, son.
There you go.
Wow. Now check this. This is Illuminati card game. This is a card.
Yeah, I did a lesson on it earlier.
And this is a card that came out of it. You can see that it almost looked like Trump. Here.
Oh, well, and most people that see it have identified it as Trump.
All right, and this card it says this: at any time, at any place, our snipers can drop you. Have a nice day. Play this card on your turn before drawing any plots. You may remove all zap, paralysis, whatever they put in the game. But inside the game, they have this assassination, and look at the picture. That's right there. The picture looks like Donald Trump. Okay, you can see it. It looks like
shit. Look
like
shit.
You know what it is? Hey, you know, the one that got me was that image of Donald Trump at the bottom of the escalator with Xi Jinping and that one shaking that they glued.
Yeah.
All right, and then that same picture happened in reality. You can't. Come on, man. So this is definitely them doing their witchcraft. You know, going to their prognosticators and you know and believing in the witchcraft of Egypt.
Thanks a lot. Again, it's just Lord. It ain't coincidence they put the trailer out for that new Captain America movie. It's called Captain America: New World. What new world? The new world order. The new world that's that Esau gonna try to bring in. They go fake.
This is Isaiah 30:1, and it reads, "Woe to the rebellious children, saith Yahweh, that take counsel, but not of me, and cover with the covering, but not of my spirit, that may add sin unto sin, that walk and go down into Egypt, and have not asked at my mouth to strengthen themselves in the strength of Pharaoh, all right, and in the trust of the shadow of Egypt. Therefore shall the strength of Pharaoh be your shame, and the trust of the shadow of Egypt your confusion." So you're gonna be in a confused state, believing that these politicians are for you, believing that this government is actually for you.
Trying to
Right? This government is completely and totally against you if you are Israelite.
Yep.
All right? Point blank, period. And and you more so than anyone else. And against all the other heathen as well.
And this made me think of the Purge movies, the election year. What was they trying to do? They were trying to kill the so-called presidential candidate. In the movie was a female, but who had...
She was like a Trump character.
She was like a Trump character.
She was like a female Trump character.
And what did they do? They targeted her. They used the whole purge to try to go take her out that whole purge election year. And how is it election year now? And they're trying to go take out the most popular candidate right now. See, you got to understand Esau, even on the left hand.
And guess what? And then number two, You had all them immigrants that came over just so they could merge.
That's right.
I forgot all about that part. You had a lot of immigrants, yeah, because they had all the Russians came over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Watching that often lately too.
That's
We're gonna put his
It was a
church on the left hand side, right? That's Esau wants to be like Isaiah the 14th chapter, as if he's God. So what he does is do things on the left hand side to put and project as if he's a power and that he has, his agenda on the left hand side.
Which really he's weak, right? Because for one, the Lord is a true controller of both sides. Like the scriptures say, the Lord reigns over the just and the unjust. And the Lord is a true king that can do that. For one, Esau, you so weak at it, you can only operate on one side,
Bring it out.
which is wickedness. Right? And then your wickedness, you gotta create a problem and then come in like the superhero. You can't fix shit. I
get worse and worse.
you get when you try to fix it, you make it worse. Alright? The only thing Esau do is steal, kill, and destroy. That's your MO. Alright? Everything from your technology is bullshit. Alright, from your medicine, alright, which is really your farming kids bullshit. Everything you do is bullshit. You're not a god. Alright? And the Lord is gonna show you that, man.
Got scripture.
You're a badass kid throwing a temper tantrum. That's what you is.
Got scripture.
I want to rule. If I can't handle it, nobody. Because only a madman, only somebody who's pissed off, that you got to go into captivity is doing the things you're doing to the earth. You're doing the things you're doing to the people.
Get it in Genesis, brother.
God,
Get Genesis 27 chapter. He said he was gonna kill his brother Jacob. Go ahead.
This is Obadiah 1-6. How are the things that Esau searched out? How are his hidden things sought up? Through these prophecies, through these scriptures.
Yeah.
Simple as that.
And that be the difference between what we're doing right now and a lot of all the news that like this brother, this bald-faced, bald-headed brother on the screen there, is that they're doing this carnally. They're doing this, we're filtering everything from the scripture. All right, and we've identified, the Edomites run America. The Edomites are running the world. Remember, the Lord returns to a world run by Edom. So, as a matter of fact, somebody can go and get that angel that covered, the cherub that covered, because Esau covered up who everyone is, and you're all welcome because of the Hebrew Israelites. Starting with the elder apostles on down. Now you all know who the nations are.
Bring it out.
All right, you can go build upon, do your research on what we've shared with you, and if you're honest with yourself, you're gonna you can't come to any other conclusion that what they're saying is true. It's point blank period.
Remember the little white girl? She came to that conclusion. She said, "Fuck you." You said, "Yep, there's gonna be a lot of that in the kingdom too, bitch."
Yeah, I did tell her that, didn't I?
This is Daniel 4:17. This matter is by the decree of the watchers and a demand by the word of the holy ones to the intent that the living may know that the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men and giveth it to whosoever he will, and setteth up over it the basis of men.
The basis of man. So the lowest man on the totem pole is sitting in the temple of God, showing himself that he is God, and he's being exposed that he's not, that he's actually the basis of man. Because his tricks, his Hollywood tricks and his movie tricks, he even just put a movie out now about faking the moon landing and the effect that he make it. So he's telling himself, because that's another one. It's more that thing fell apart a long time ago. All right, their own science came to the conclusion that no human being can go through the Van Allen belt. That one fact alone was enough to go with, because you have to pass through the Van Allen belt to get to the moon. And we know that the moon is hot like the sun. Because it's a light that stays on all the time. Because when it's dark here in America, it's light light on the other side of the earth, which means so the moon is always illuminated to somebody. So it's always hot.
Yeah.
So it's a light bulb. All right. So how you gonna go? I always say you if you think you could go up to a street light and unscrew it, You're gonna leave all your skin, your whole fingertips. The only thing good for that is you're a criminal. They're never gonna be able to identify you through your fingertips.
Everything down here on earth is,
Right.
is no substance that is purely fire proof. It's always fire retardant. They always say retardant, which means at certain temperature, it'll hold down the temperature. But if it crosses this particular temperature, it's gonna burn. The moon is thousands and hundreds of thousands of miles away, and you can still see half the moon lit off the other half that the sun is shining on. If you can see it lit, that's a fire hotter than any fire you can reach.
Exactly.
Yes.
Which means even if you get into its gravitational pull,
You
you
burn
burn
it.
up.
So
You burn it.
The moon got its own light.
Yeah, the moon.
I know it's simple speech, just for anybody.
It's like it has its own light.
That's right.
That's what I said. It's lit all the time.
You just making sure that
Because it said the sun light
reflecting on one part, but I didn't speak this kind.
The sun has its own
Just
light.
to see the light on the other side means the moon has its own motherfucking light. All right. The Lord said in Genesis, the first chapter, He said two great. Matter of fact,
Get it. Two great lights. Read your scripture.
This is Genesis 27. I'm gonna start at 39. And Isaac, his father, answered and said unto him, Behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth and the dew of heaven, and by thy sword shalt thou live, and shalt serve thy brother, and it shall come to pass when thou shalt have dominion, that thou shalt break his yoke from off thy neck. And Esau hated Jacob because of the blessing wherewith his father blessed him. And Esau said in his heart, The days of mourning for my father are at hand, then will I slay my brother Jacob.
So heart meaning mind. So he said in his mind
I'm gonna kill this nigga.
that you know I'm a killer. All right. He was being a bitch nigga. All right.
This Jeremiah 12:4. How long shall the land mourn, and the herbs of every field wither, for the wickedness of them that dwell therein? The beasts are consumed, and the birds, because they said, We should not see our last end. So the wicked, they don't want nothing else to be hitting. If they can't outlive it, they want it gone. Like I said, we were talking 2 letters used. The word speedily is in our youth. They
Yeah.
don't want nothing fucking left.
And don't let no roads pass us by.
That's right.
Right, I'm gonna sniff them all, and then I'm gonna kill them, so nobody else can sniff them.
That's right.
I'm
I'm not playing
all
with
for
my
myself.
If I'm at the basketball court, this is my ball, and I'm not playing, I'm taking my ball.
Right.
Nobody
So
can
you
play.
can come over here breaking my ankles and slamming on me.
Right.
I'm going home.
With my ball.
Right.
Nobody gonna see my end.
That's
It's
right. I'm
like a
taking
nigga losing in Monopoly. They just flip the whole
Flip
damn
board.
board.
Yeah, that was my baby sister when we were little. Right when you about to win.
You done played this game
Walk
for
away.
5 hours.
Lord.
Finally flip bankrupt. Nobody lost. Who won? The game was ended.
I ain't quit. Yeah, I ain't won. This is all right. Reset. This is Genesis 1 and 14. And God said, "Let there be lights in the firmament of heaven to divide the day from the night, and let them be for signs and for seasons, for days and years." Which you understand, the moon is the clock of existence. And let them be for lights in the firmament of the heavens to give light upon the earth. And it was so. And God said, even God made 2 great lights.
2.
Great.
The greater light to rule the day, and the lesser light, which is still a light, a great lesser light to rule the night. And He made the stars also. And if you look at the word light, the Hebrew word awar, it's a fiery ball. It's a fiery ball.
Yeah.
It's fire.
You look at coals. When coals the hottest, they turn white.
And He calls he makes an analogy of the chariots of being coals of fire. All right, so we see the moon as a coal of fire. It's fire.
So
It burns. Bible can show.
This is Sirach 43 and 6. He made the moon also to serve her season for a declaration of times and the sign of the world. Going back to what 31 was saying, the moon and the sun is for time. And the Lord put more glory on the lesser because the moon, you tell your weeks, your months, your days off the moon. Now the sun tells you your 12-hour clock, sundown. And the moon goes through all that, days, weeks, and months. The word month, moon means the same thing. From the moon is the sign of feast. So when you read Leviticus 23, when it says on this month, it says this moon cycle All right, so let's say the seventh month, saying the seventh moon cycle. All right, this is what this feast day is. It's based off the moon. A light that decreases in her perfection. So it's his own light. And the light, as the cycle is coming to an end, it decreases. That's the thing, to put it simply, it's called invisible light. It just doesn't shine as bright. All right, but that's what the moon does. It gets brighter, then it gets dimmer. Either way, you can still see it in the sky, meaning it has its own light. It's not the sun reflecting off the moon and bouncing. That's madness.
Even when you
Well, that's a lie that they conveniently pushed and was created to try to push the narrative that they landed on.
That's right.
Right.
and it's
It
crazy.
is. So if I could just keep your thought, because I just want to get the definition of the word awar, which is the word lights in that Genesis. Ma'awar, which means from the light. All right? Light luminary. Strong's definition. Properly a luminous body or luminary. Light, brightness, cheerfulness. If it's a luminous body, it's illuminated. That means it's a fiery, bright light. How can a light be a light that's in space hundreds of thousands away if it's not fiery and of its own essence? It has its own light. It is a light.
It has its own energy.
It's its own light. It's like it's a smaller sun. It's the opposite of the sun. It's a dim sun.
Dim sum.
I know.
Because Esau, when you go on these different Netflix, they have different shows that go into astronomy and different things like that. But it was one that I was watching that they was basically going to have the sun and the moon. It had to be placed here. Right, that the sun was placed here, that the moon was placed here, because they were saying the way the moon, it don't turn. You know what I'm saying? It don't. You'll be looking at one side of the moon all the time. They know that the Lord put that there, man. All right, but yet they'll tell to the masses some bullshit. All right, to go back to being the anointed, the chair that covered, and tell the world. So which really trying to disprove the Most High, because that's all what these all science is to disprove.
You've had scientists that do the complete opposite. Say there has to be a master creator. Because in everything and all things, there's order and there's things that have to be put in place for other things to actually to create and to evolve and to grow and stuff like that. There's certain things that needs to be put in place, like little engines. So they said something. There had to be an origin of creation. So you have scientists that have disproved and come against the scientists who tried to use, science falsely so-called.
Yeah, didn't Darwin announce that evolution was that big?
Well, that's what they say. But I don't know, how true it is or isn't. But regardless if he did or didn't, he's a lying piece of shit. And he used this a lying piece of shit trying to propagate, Edomite superiority.
Yeah,
that's what he was doing, man.
Right.
That his science was all about making the so-called white man. If that was the case, then why so many Israelis dying of cancer every year? They have an epidemic of cancer, skin cancer, in the Holy Land. What happened to dwelling in peace and safety alone?
Correct.
All right.
It's like no, they cursed.
How?
They
Yeah.
live.
It's not their land. All right.
I'm gonna finish this.
That's not okay. I'm just gonna say because it's the highest. It has the highest cases of skin cancer on the planet is in the land of Israel.
Why would the Lord give his chosen people leopard skin?
Why we give them leopard skin where they can't even go in the sun?
Right.
All right, come on now.
And what's crazy on the science thing, the whole the Big Bang theory was based off basically they say they was listening to outer space. All right, like it's like a horn. It's a big horn basically. They point to outer space like you hear and see well, it got to be some leftover sound from where everything started. And they saw we could hear it. They did all this science shit, the Big Bang theory, this 90 years ago. And they finally looked inside the horn, there was birds in it. They never came and corrected this shit. They just kept going with the science.
All right.
It's fucking folly. This is
and it's theory.
Mm-hmm.
Theory is not truth.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right?
Go ahead.
This back in Sirach 43 and 8, the month is called after her name, increasing wonderfully in her changing. So That's the beginning of the month. It starts in the new moon. All right. Then the light increases.
That shit wrong.
Yeah. Then the instrument of the armies above.
How it even shines, the Lord made it to shine a certain way. That shit cold. Boy, that shit wrong as fuck. So like it.
Shining in the firmament of heaven. The beauty of heaven. So
Yeah.
you're the right spirit to be that excited.
And amazed by it.
Yeah.
The Lord's timepiece is in the heavens.
Oh, he
Where he teaches you. All they have to do is look up at the sky and look at the time, and we can
He
keep
said,
track
you
of
want a
time.
clock? I got you a clock.
It's like the monthly sand clock.
Yeah.
It's fucking hour clock. It's a
Yeah.
monthly sand. It goes down and increases back. That's wrong.
That shit wrong as fuck.
The beauty of heaven, the glory of stars. The moon is glorious, man. An ornament giving light in the highest places of the Lord. At the commandment of the Holy One, they will stand in their order and never faint their watches. So again, it tells you that this moon is an ornament giving light. It's his own light. This is, the Lord made all this, man. It's his signs, his place. This is what it is, man. Esau takes this other bullshit and you eat it up. Meanwhile, a fucking eclipse comes and then you don't see the. Why can't you still see the moon if the sun is being blocked out by the earth? It should be able to reflect.
Right.
Because it's fucking folly.
I got you, brother. This is 1 Timothy 6:20. O Timothy, keep that which is committed to thy trust, avoiding profane and vain babblings and oppositions of science, falsely so called.
Right. You got to remember after Greece, all right, Rome, after that they gathered books up and thought they were so wise. There were so many philosophers. It was this theory, that theory. Oh, an apple failed. That means this. Motherfuckers into all type of things. Enlightenment, but they was coming with a lot of bullshit.
Bunch of smart dumb.
Yeah, and America has pushed. It's like a kindergarten. A kindergarten to give you an explanation of anything. They don't know shit. But they'll give you the fucking explanation if you're wrong as fuck and swear they know something.
Right.
Alright? That's what Esau is. He's a fucking child, like Trips called him. And he's telling you, this, it gotta be a logical explanation of anything. He's giving his random ass bullshit.
Yep.
And you gonna fucking eat it up. And tell you about all these dinosaurs existed, then the Ice Age came. Why is everything else still here then? Why did the only thing that died off?
It was
There's
so
no
cold.
comment here. How did we survive?
Right.
How about alligators and birds? Did y'all still call dinosaurs survive? Because those were the dinosaurs. How did elephants survive but the woolly mammoth didn't? The woolly mammoth got hair on it, motherfucker.
Right, exactly, man. It makes absolutely zero sense.
Right.
All right. What was the scripture with the light? The ornament given? What was that?
Sirach 43.
Sirach. Okay.
And starting at verse 6.
Go ahead, bring it out, brother.
This is Revelations 12:12. Therefore rejoice, you heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea. For the devil is come down until you have a great breath, because he knows that he have a short time. And his time is running out anyway, and we should be rejoicing anyway. That's why they're doing all of this bull crap, really dumb, sloppy work now.
Yeah, you're right, brother. They're real sloppy now. Matter of fact, 9/11 was sloppy as hell, but that was the best, the last good trick that they actually pulled, which only lasted a couple days before it started getting ripped apart. Right? And then they came against all the people, you know, that exposed it. You know?
It was crazy. The technology that they got now in the old videos, the technology that they got is condemned. Like even with the Kennedy video, it's old pictures where you got the old pictures that they take. You can send in. You it's a program called Pixelwork. If the picture is blurry, it's an old picture in there,
and they clear it up.
The program will
put the
fix
color
it up
back
and
to
put
it.
the color to it and put all of the it can sense the hues and what it's supposed to be.
Yeah, because they did that Salaki. Let me just jump in there and finish. But they did the same thing with images of Gadites from the late 1800s, showing you that they were just as dark as the stars. All right, the Gadites were really dark. You know, back then. All right.
And now the shit's so wrong. The people are buying this technology just to disprove your shit, which is really Edomites. All right, which the scriptures proving your own tongue shall follow for itself. You got Edomites that took the old footages of 9/11. They use these programs to up the motherfucking definition and clear the image up. and you can see the explosions on the side of the building before this building dropped.
Yeah.
Well,
You know what I'm saying?
They showed it when the plane hit. The building doesn't like move. It wasn't a plane there. And also they released the documents that the only plane in the sky, you gotta look at the military laws. Only aircraft in the sky was I forget the name of the military plane, but it has the projector on it.
Right.
You can see the plane go in and come out
On the other end,
unfazed.
On the other side, yeah.
But that's because it was the projector. If
The
the
projection,
back
right.
end go through.
Right.
So for the back end to go through, it showed the front come out.
Right.
And nothing, no harm to the building, no harm to the plane.
Yeah. But and
Slowed it down. You know, on live TV back in 2000, what was that?
Yeah, yeah.
2001.
You
On live TV, you can't catch that.
You ain't
Oh, no.
On internet, YouTube, all this shit you rewatch, you can see it slowed down. You see all this. Yeah, the nigga
Not
got
only
the
that, it
military
wouldn't,
laws.
it wouldn't have flew. There's no way it would have made it through all those steel
Yeah,
girders.
but-
Yeah.
All right,
Hey,
if you
Vic.
got, look, if you got, let's say that this is a 100-story steel girder. All right, you know they're certified by UA.
UAL.
Right here.
UAL.
All right, UA. What the bottles? What's the bottles right here?
Is UAL.
Nah, it's the water bottle right here. But look, and if you have 100 of these that represent 100-story steel girders, all right, and let's say you got about maybe on those were pretty big buildings, so it probably was about 40 or 50 of them, every so many feet apart.
Right.
All right,
That's
these
the
are UAL certified steel. You're not gonna fly through this and pop out the other side because planes have hit buildings before 9/11 and they hit them after, and none of them ever did what happened on 9/11. No plane is gonna fly through and appear on the other side of 30 of these that are like 5 feet wide, 5 feet thick. It's going up 100 stories, man, and they're all in a line, and the building is built on these things. It's not gonna just fly through them.
Jet fuel don't even burn hot enough.
It don't burn hot enough. Matter of fact, this is a scientific fact. So if they try to come with some misinformation, steel begins to weaken at I think it begins to weaken at 1800 degrees or 2200 degrees. It begins to weaken. Jet fuel only burns at 1800.
Right.
So jet fuel don't even burn hot enough to weaken steel. All right, so you got to go to probably to 26, 27, 2800 degrees to begin to start to melt steel.
Right.
All right, so the fact is jet fuel only burns at 1800 degrees, so it's about it's shy quite a few hundred degrees to even begin to weaken the steel.
To back you up.
Bring it out, brother.
The other point of steel can range from 2,500 to 2,800 Fahrenheit.
Damn, just what I said.
Literally.
Right? Literally what I said, man. So to even begin to weaken it it needs to be 400 degrees hotter to even begin to weaken it. So the narrative is gone. It's a lie. It's a fucking lie. There's no misinformation. No coming
And the jet fuel typically burns at around 1,500 Fahrenheit.
Damn. So now that drops you down even more.
That's
That's Google. That's your information. That's your source.
Even at the melting point, it'll just melt and it'll fall down. It wouldn't bring it to free fall.
Exactly. Water. Exactly. It wouldn't bring it to free fall. In this matter of fact, if it melted, then it would fall sideways. And it's like I always say, if those buildings actually came down the way they said it would, you'd have had about 50 to 60,000 people die.
Right.
Right. All right. There's no way that them buildings came down in their own footsteps.
Exactly. I was, like I said, but that particular morning, I was actually watching that. And I was watching it. And like I said, and that,
I thought it was a movie.
no, I thought it was a movie too, because I normally I've been watching the Adventures of Superman with Terry Hatcher or whatever, and this that, and other, but that wasn't that. And like I said, I'm sitting here and I'm watching it, and like you said, I watched it and I watched the nose come. I'm like, what the?
I was inside Lake Point Tower that day.
I was
Lake
like,
Point Tower is the only high-rise building that's actually on the lakefront of Chicago.
right.
And everybody freaked out and panicked.
Oh wow, trying to get up out of
They
there.
let us go home early.
Yeah,
School, I was
everybody,
happy.
almost everybody got home early. City Hall shut down, everything shut down. Right, but that was all a part of to sell the fear.
narrative.
They
The
had
narrative.
everybody in fear,
The
and
narrative.
that's it. As a matter of fact, everything that's going on in America today, it dates back
Back
to
run off of
that.
that.
You know, they that set in the Patriot Act, which was a lie.
Yeah,
There was never any weapons of mass destruction. It was all to get in the Patriot Act so they could take away all your rights and override the Constitution. And that's what MAGA is trying to do. MAGA is trying to uphold and keep the Constitution in place. And America has been hijacked by Big Pharma and Big Tech and the banks.
And the bank.
And they're getting ready to go digital. And that's what and America is behind, so they need some major shit to happen. They need this chaos because the opposing nations, their digital system is up and running already. So America needs to, and the dollar is no longer the reserve currency. So we know that the Wadi Hawashim Shai, I've been saying that something's gonna kick off in July, and then it's gonna and something else is probably gonna happen in August, and you just can expect things and more chaos to happen all the way up into the new year, man.
Let's go.
This is the year the whole year of Jacob's trouble. In order for the apostle, through the spirit of the power of Yahweh Shai to believe with that, it has to become into fruition. To set up. All right? And like all the pundits are saying that there might not even be a so-called motherfucking election.
Exactly.
All right?
And if you don't have the election, you definitely gonna have
Marshall.
that civil war. All right, so it's all about to happen, man. So the Wadi Hawashim Shai. So we got any last scriptures we're gonna get to wrap up. All right, so with that, and we're gonna give all praises, all honor, and glory unto Yahweh.
Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai Ba'ashem B'Kakadash.
Wam Yasharallah.
Wam Yasharallah.
Remember, like last year, 2 years ago,